What's happened this year? What's happened? This, and I mean this in a good way, you've had Breath of the Wild, you've had Super Mario Odyssey, you've had a ton of absolutely amazing, unique, out of this world indie titles on indie titles. How'd you end the year? Nintendo just released this game. This Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah, just release that. I mean, it's niche and it's whatever. Some people play it. But yeah, just release that. It's a Japanese RPG. It is what it is. There's been 2 more Xenoblade games before this game. So yeah, it's just another one. No. I also thought the same. I thought this game was just like the others. This is totally a completely new experience. I played about 30-ish hours of the first Xenoblade. Truth be told, I did play it on the 3DS, whichever the 3DS version was. I didn't really enjoy that game. The story was cool. Didn't really enjoy the gameplay that much. Then there's Xenoblade Chronicles X, a game that I played roughly about 15 hours of. I appreciated that game's world. It definitely is a great looking and vast open world, but I played the game literally just a few weeks before this game came out, and for some reason it just didn't click with me at the time. So Xenoblade hasn't really been one of those series that I've been drawn towards that much. So when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out, I didn't buy it straight away. I didn't get it straight away. Truth be told, it was gifted to me, but I wasn't going to say no, because I did plan to get this game at some point, just not straight away. Unlike the other Xenoblade Chronicles games, this one is pretty different. Now, I've only had this game for a week or so, depending on when you're watching this video. Whenever this video is published, it's been about a week since of me playing this. So I've about just under 30 hours of this game, so I'm not too far into the game right away, but I just wanted to make this video because I need to say this game is totally and utterly surprising. Breath of the Wild was surprising. Super Mario Odyssey was surprising. They were both surprising in different ways. Breath of the Wild's world was like breathtaking and utterly surprising in that way. Super Mario Odyssey was surprising in the way that it was just so fun and made people happy. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is another game that is completely surprising, but in a totally different way to the other 2 games. I'm not a fan of very hardcore Japanese role-playing games that have very complex systems. Now, it's not that I've not played any RPGs at all. I have played some Tales of games, I've played some Digimon games, I will be playing some Pokemon games, and Final Fantasy, and Persona, of course. With the exception of Persona and Pokemon, all the other RPGs that I've played for around 20 to 30 hours-ish, none of them have really stuck to me. None of them have really got that essence that I think, yes, I can continue playing this. It's not that I don't like them, it's just I want to like them, of course. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has made me see Japanese role-playing games or RPG games in general differently. Story, characters, all of these amazing things come together in this quite surprisingly exceptional game. So many varieties and characters, and it's something that I wish these RPGs would do more of, because it got me hooked. The one thing that got me hooked the most is the story. Almost from the beginning, from when you start the game, the story is actually really interesting. It's really surprising, and it develops in such a way that it gets you hooked. It's not super serious. It's not super cheesy. It's a perfect balance between knowing how to be almost funny at times, but also be serious and develop enough that it doesn't alienate anybody in the realm of playing the game. It is quite exceptional. It will make you laugh, it will make you think, and it will make you intrigued in its world much more. Something that Xenoblade Chronicles is known for is its sometimes slightly hard to understand at first combat systems. That's something that got me in the first Xenoblade Chronicles and in Xenoblade Chronicles X. The combat systems are very interesting to get around at first. I mean, once you've got your head around them, you're okay. But something Xenoblade Chronicles 2 does is that it kind of develops its combat system over time so that you are able to understand it from the beginning. Be prepared, there are a lot of tutorials, a lot of text that you have to read to understand the combat system, but it's worth it. It's totally and utterly worth it because it gives you just enough information so that you understand what it is you have to do, but it doesn't overwhelm you with shoving so much at once. It just kind of develops the system and how you play. You might get it straight away, you might need to experiment a bit at first, but it's the combat systems that got me previously that made me not really want to play too much more of the game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has got me past that milestone, and if I can get past that milestone as someone who isn't the biggest fan of RPGs, anyone can get past it. Seriously, it's just such a fun game. And even though people say the combat system's auto-attack, all you're doing is just sitting there and watching someone beat up these creatures or guys or girls, whatever. There's a lot more to it than that. And as you develop your own way of playing, your own blades and your own strategies, and how you level up and whatnot, it's an experience that you can develop for yourself and how you personally like to play. Such a good game. I cannot get over how good this game is. It's so surprising, and my first 30 hours of it have been super wonderful, and hopefully the next 70 hours, because it's probably about 100 hours ish or something like that, the next 70 plus hours I just hope will be also amazing. If they are amazing, I'll let you know. If they're not so good, I'll also let you know. Don't worry, got your back. Now, I'm not just going to say that this game is amazing in every way and everyone should play it, because there are obviously, it's not a perfect game. It's not perfect, of course not. The game doesn't look the best at all times. The game plays at 720 on TV. The game plays much less in handheld mode. I played about 2 hours of this game in handheld mode. It doesn't look the best. The game kind of just about gets away with it, thanks to its artistic approach. The game is kind of an anime looking visual, very different from the first Xenoblade Chronicles, and obviously very different from the Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 goes down an anime approach, which, thanks in turn to that alone, makes the visual fidelity not too bad, in that it's a slightly lower quality. Play this game on TV if you can, but if you're playing in handheld mode, don't. But if you need to take this game with you on the go, I would suggest tabletop mode, because if you have the screen right next to you, you can kind of see the visuals look a bit iffy. But if you have the gamepad on a tabletop, or you play in handheld mode a bit far away from your eyes, the game doesn't look too bad. It actually looks alright. I know one thing that Monolith wanted to do pretty well with this game was get the facial expressions right. I can perfectly say I can completely say they've done a great job here. It looks great. It plays really good. There's something for everyone in this game. If you like action and the fighting element of RPGs, you're covered. If you want a really interesting story that goes in different directions but develops but is also funny at times, you've got it here. If you want just a colourful anime-esque game to enjoy, you're covered. You're covered no matter what. People say this game is niche. It is a little bit niche, but it's actually much more universal than the previous two Xenoblades. Just, if you're looking for a game to spend 80 or so hours in and have a great time, just do it. Just do it. Standard edition, fine. Collect the whatever edition this is, whatever they call it, steelbook thing, whatever. Just try the game out. It's really something. It's really something. But anyway, that's just my view, opinion, whatever you want to say about me and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Do let me know what you think about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or if you've disagreed with anything I've said, that's perfectly fine too. But until the next time, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you all in the future, hopefully. Peace.
I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
That is our dream!
Who will find the Aegis? Who will make it to Elysium? Only time will tell.